So I just thought I'll do a quick video recapping the Aviemore triathlon, the cross triathlon, Scottish cross triathlon championships that I spontaneously signed up for with just a week preparation. This was part of my how not to run a 100 miler series. So yeah, about a week ago, I noticed an event yesterday, Sunday just gone, the 15th of September. I've always wanted to do a triathlon, and it was one of those events that I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. It's been on my bucket list. I'm 37, I'm not getting any younger. Yeah, let's just do it. I can run, I can cycle, I can swim. I'm not very good at swimming. Don't do much biking these days, but yeah, I can ride a bike and I'm okay at running. So yeah, let's do it. So I've not really done much training, and I got out in Lochmulloch, 1,000 metre swim. Obviously, I signed up for the long event. So the leader, he gets out the water 11 minutes. I'm in the water. Well, second last out of the water. The guy behind me, he's pretty much drowning. So other than that, I would have been the last person out the water. And yeah, it's pretty much, that's what I love about just doing these sort of things. Sink or swim, throw yourself in at the deep end, quite literally. Get uncomfortable, find out what it's all about. I was a quarter of the way around the first lap, so it's like a square. You go around the boys and you do 2 laps. So tried to put my head in the water, cold water shock, technique goes out the window. So I was like, right, breaststroke to the first corner. I'll get my breath, I'll get the rhythm, we'll get going nice and smooth. So then I went around the first turn and wanted to go into front crawl, so did about the length of a purl in front crawl. Next minute I felt a tap on my shoulder. I was like, what's that? It's the safety guy in the kayak with his paddle veering off halfway up the mountain completely the wrong way. So I thought after that I'm just going to stick to breaststroke. So yeah, I just stayed at the back of the field. I knew I was never going to set any records in the swim. It's just a case of one of my mottos: survive, adapt, thrive. So the swim would very much survive. As I was making it around the last half of the second lap, fingers start cramping up like this, and you're trying to, do your stroke. And I'm like, eh. So then you get out of the water and there's all these rocky pebbles, and it's not particularly comfortable or elegant falling over in front of a huge crowd on many occasions. So got to my bike, and then I've got a little backpack with a drink in it, some water, and a t-shirt with my race number on to put on. Just can't get my wetsuit off. There's one other guy that's just slightly ahead of us. He's like, right, let's help each other here. So that was a good 6 minutes trying to get out the wetsuit and trying to get my t-shirt on and get my helmet on, get off on the bike. So I eventually left the first transition with the bike, with my helmet on, with all my stuff in my little backpack. And then you've got to do this dibber. So that's what your official timing is. You dib in, you dib out at each transition. I forgot my dibber. So then I had to go back and then come out. And then I got on the bike and I was just, I don't know if it's like early stages of hypothermia. It's a bit of you start giggling, and it's very much a surreal out of body experience. And I'm trying to, on my Garmin watch, trying to stop the swim and start the bike. I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, I can't see it. I just didn't have a clue what was going on. So yeah, eventually I got on the bike. You're going up a hill pretty much from the start, from the lock. So you do get warm quite quickly. And then I settled into a rhythm. The bike that I'm on, it's a mountain biking course with some really technical downhill sections. I've not ridden a mountain bike in 10 years plus. So yeah, not really any specific training for this event. But I found a rhythm. I was doing all right. I was making up a little bit of ground because obviously I'm second to last on the swim, so the only way is up. And then yeah, I hit the technical section, and that was the first time I'd ridden that bike, and it was a last minute purchase from a second hand store just round the corner. They've said to me it's sold as seen, so if there's any issue with it, they're not liable because they didn't have a mechanic there that day to check it over before sale. So I got it at just £100. I didn't want to spend a huge amount because obviously this was just a impulsive kind of bucket list thing to do. But yeah, the wheels turns to a right angle as soon as I hit the technical terrain, and it hits all the tree roots on a steep downhill. So from then on, anything that was slightly technical at all, I just got off and carried the bike, and that was probably the most efficient way for me to do it on that bike in them circumstances. So after initially, making up a bit of ground, I very much like plateaued, and I survived it. There was many casualties that I came across, people with busted noses, covered in blood, like at the side of the trail. So yeah, I made that round, and then onto the run. So, I mean, that's what I do. So yeah, I was expecting, obviously, I can make up a bit of ground on the run. It was a very hilly course with a technical section to pretty much a hilltop cairn, dib in, dib out again, and then on the way down, you could make up quite a bit of ground. And it was just under 10, I think it was about 9k, just over 5 miles. So yeah, by the time I'd finished the run, I'd made up a bit of ground, and I believe when I was checking the results last night, I finished about 50 something out of, for the long event, there was 100 and something. As I say, second to last out the water, wasn't expecting much more than that. The run, top 20, but that's what I do. So yeah, that's pretty much what I expected with that. And then the bike, I was sort of middle to below average. But yeah, I'm already, at the time I was like, well, the swim especially, I was like, what the hell am I doing here? This is not fun. But then it's type 2 fun when you look back on it. I was halfway back down the road yesterday afternoon. I'm already planning the next one. Yeah, so I've got the bug. Um, I'm thinking, right, I can make up so many minutes with swim training, with the right wetsuit, with the right bike, with the experience of being in cold water, with a little bit of training, a little bit of transition practice, and I'm already thinking I finished 2 hours 29 minutes. So with my quick calculations, I'm already like 2 hours 10. I can do that definitely. And the goal has always been to do an Ironman triathlon, so I felt like that was a nice introduction. Also scares me the idea of being in water for a good hour and a half, because yeah, 27 minutes yesterday, and that was tough. But yeah, get a proper wetsuit, plan, do review. Didn't really plan this one, did it, and here's the review. So hope you enjoyed that, hope you took some value from that. And as I say, this is part 1 of how not to run an ultramarathon. So I'll see you for the next episode.